The Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. Y'all a little tight this evening. I know I'm not Pastor Winfield. And those of you that don't know, my name is Rhonda Lewis. I'm an elder here at the church, and I am excited to serve on tonight. We are talking about transformative service, and I'm excited to serve on tonight. While you are yet celebrating God, help me celebrate the angel, not the angel of this house. I'm about to make you a pastor, girl. Maybe that's the Lord speaking. Our first lady, Lady Veronica Winfield, is in the house. We'll start a new trend. Pastor V. No, I'm just playing. I'm not prophesying. Amen. We do thank God for her and her being here, and Pastor Jay and the Word. Were you all here on Sunday? Did not Pastor Julio, Pastor Jay give us a word about transformative services? I'm telling you. So I'm going to get up here and say my little Easter speech and go on ahead and go home. We are talking about transformative service. And the thing about being transformed is that you're changing from one state to another. So God gave me this title, Servant Leader. Because in order to serve, we have to have a certain mindset. But to understand what service is, it is an action. It is doing something for someone else. I had an opportunity to go to a restaurant called True Lux. Has anyone ever been to True Lux in Dallas? Okay. So I went to this restaurant. Me and a sister friend of mine, we went, and this restaurant, we had such an amazing time. The service in this restaurant from the parking lot until we ended was absolutely amazing. We walked in the door. They greeted us at the door. We had reservations. They said, come on up. We have a table ready. We walk in. If those of you that have been there, you know, it's the linen, crystal, all of that. Sit us down. We have an amazing view. And we're sitting there talking, but as the lady, the hostess came, well, the hostess brought us in, she took something and like flipped it on the table like that. And I was like, oh, that's pretty. Like, I'm all into ambiance. For me, it's like, you know, I like when it's cute and girly and all that. And I said, this is amazing. That's really pretty. Just really did the table nice. And all of a sudden, our waiter, he comes over very well dressed, and he says, well, who's celebrating a birthday? Happy birthday. And we were both celebrating our birthdays a little later, but this was our celebration time. And so we were both like, oh, we're both celebrating our birthday. Oh, great. And so in my head, automatically, I'm like, well, how does he know it's our birthday? Right? I said, maybe she told him because she made the reservation. Another waiter walks by, and he says, happy birthday. Thank you. Other waiter comes to fill our water glass. He said, happy birthday. Great celebration. I'm like, okay. Does everybody know it's her birthday? So then, you know, I'm inquisitive, right? I'm real analytical. So I started thinking, how does everybody, because now these are different people passing the table. I said, well, how do they know it's our birthday? So I said, well, did you tell her? I finally said, did you tell? She's like, no, didn't tell them anything. So now we both puzzled, like, okay, the first guy came and says, who's celebrating a birthday? Because we never said birthday. So I started looking. I'm like, okay, what's on this table? Because I'm looking all around the other tables. What we got? They don't. Okay, damn. This glitter is the only thing on our table that nobody else has on their table. Another dude walks by and he goes, celebrating a birthday? Oh, we have something great for you. And I'm like, okay. Now, mind you, the whole time I'm feeling extremely special because I'm thinking this is amazing. I mean, the service, the water gets halfway down, they're pouring it up. Then they came back and said, for your birthday, we're gonna bless you with something. They gave us a dessert. We walk out. I mean, it is like the service is amazing. So amazing that I'm still talking about it. I'm telling you about it right now. The service. Amazing. I'm sure somebody had a strategic plan for True Lux service. Somebody planned out how their waiters and their staff are to serve the people. I promise you I'm going somewhere. Somebody looked into how can we make people feel so great in this short amount of time that they're going to be with us for dinner or lunch or whatever that time is, that they think about it after they leave. So much that they want to come back And not only just come back, but bring somebody with them. Servant leadership. Y'all know me and these clickers. Production, help me out. There we go. Okay, take me back to one. That's doing something. The experience of service. Service is an experience. When we serve, it is not just that we're doing it, but what is the result of the happening? What do people feel like after we've given service? Matter of fact, what do you feel like after you've been somewhere and received service? Now, the thing about service, you do know it can be bad service, right? And typically when it's bad service, we do one or two things. Don't tip or clock out. I know not none of y'all. No, not the saints. We looking at people sideways. Because when it's bad service, the idea is that I paid for something and I expect something. Because I'm expecting a certain kind of experience. We only have one opportunity to have a first impression. Other than that, it won't be a first impression. So service has to be thought out. Somebody thought out True Lux service. Because even when we walked out the door, they grabbed the door for us. Did you have a great time? Somebody else came by to check on us. How are you enjoying yourself? Has everything been good? Because that's a survey. Because somebody is checking up to see if the staff is doing what they intended for them to do when they set the strategic plan in motion. Because there is a plan. So it's thought out. It's meticulous. Service is purposeful. It's goal-oriented. And it's transformative. We cannot have service without having and leaving an experience. I got to go with me on that. Thank you. We have to understand and make up our mind that there's a goal in plan, at the end, an end goal. When we serve someone, what is the purpose that we're doing it in? Well, it's one or two ways. I hope was everybody able to download the handout? Wave at me, say yes, no, we didn't get it, we could get it. We didn't get it? tphfw.org/handout. tphfw.org/handout. And you should be able to download the handout. So there's one or two ways that we can look at service. We can look at it from the standpoint of what can someone do for me? Thank you. Or what can I do for someone else? When we serve, it is not about receiving accolades, but it's about God getting the glory. I'm going to use Patrice's hashtag. She calls it, for the young people a lot of time, hashtag make Jesus famous. When we serve as Christians, it is about pointing someone back to Jesus. As in the restaurant, they're pointing us to come back to the restaurant because of the service. Our service should be pointing someone to Jesus and help to build the kingdom. But many times we go through life asking, what can you do for me? What can you offer me? A lot of times we come to church and we ask the question, and I'm not saying nobody here, nobody that's streaming, I'm just saying, what can that church do for me? What they got to offer me and my family? Don't look at me like that, because we've said it. We become very what I call meistic. It's about me, myself, and I. How can I do it? What can they do for me? How can I benefit? What can you bring me? What can you add to me? What do you have to offer me? As opposed to the way that a servant leader would respond, or mindset, a servant mindset, is what can I do for you? How can I benefit you and serve you, be of service to you? Oftentimes we don't do that because society teaches us really to be kind of selfish. Because oftentimes it's like self-preservation is the first law of nature, right? And so I'm not going to let you too close, because if I let you too close and you bother me or you step into my space, so it's real hard to serve somebody that you're not willing to let even near. So we have to look at it. How am a servant mindset? The question should be, or the statement should be, will this bring you value? Can I bring you value? Can I do something for you? How can I make your life easier? The thing about service is that we see a need and we act upon it. We should serve to transform lives. Right? We should serve to transform lives. Ever since I heard about this title, I've been waking up and asking God, how can I be of service today? I'm serving right now. Why am I serving? Because I know that this is purpose. I know this is the purpose on my life. I'm not just called to be an administrator. I am called to preach to the poor, to set the captives free, to give sight to the blind. I'm called to do that. That is my purpose and my intention to walk in the earth. At the end of the day, people won't remember what you said or did, but they will remember how you made them feel. What is your goal? What is the goal when you say I'm serving? What is the place? What is the ulterior what is the motive that I'm serving by? What is the end result? What am I intending to happen? Like I told you, the restaurant, the intention is to gain clientele. They're hoping it's so great that somebody leaves, go tell somebody, not just tell somebody, like I said earlier, but come back with somebody. Because I said it, some of y'all sitting there going, well, I might have to check that out. Because I'm telling you, you walk away feeling like amazing. People said they went, right? Did you feel amazing when you left? So I'm not lying, am I? It is that kind of place. Now, I will tell you, make sure you got your credit card with some extra ends. You pay for service. Let me be clear about that. It's not McDonald's. It's not White Castle. I'm just saying. Oh, y'all don't have White Castle here. I'm sorry. Right. Crystals. What we got here? Chicago. I'm sorry. It's not cheap. That's what I'm trying to say. But you'll remember how you feel. How do people feel when they leave our presence after we've done a service? How do we make people feel? Yes, I know this is not a shouting message at all. Because the reality is this. Unless we hear it and understand it, we will never change and do something different. Right? Serve to transform lives, others, and yourself. When we're serving, it's not just about them receiving, but it's also about us doing. Some of us don't serve because we have never been taught to serve. We've been taught, gimme. My mother was the kind of person, our house was always filled with somebody. Because she was always cooking for somebody. I'm like, who is that? I'm come home like, do we know them? Like, where they come from? She never met a stranger. You ever heard the term? Person never meets a stranger. That was the kind of mother I had, but she was extremely extroverted. I'm introverted with extroverted tendencies, okay? So I would come home like, who? But she was a servant. Feeding the homeless, she was right there cooking stuff. I mean, the first time our former church had the feeding of the homeless, she was there. She was cooking stuff because she was a servant. And I'm told that she was like that all the time. She didn't just wait till she got old. So I've watched service. Service is a part of my heritage, my upbringing. Our family had a catering business. I know what it is to serve. And I know what it is to have bad service. So consequently, when I do something, I do it as unto others, as I would have it be done unto me. We have to be willing to be transformed, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. People of God, unless we change our mind about service, we're going to leave here the whole month and not have a change. We asked the question about what did we learn last month? And I'm just going to say maybe some of y'all didn't come last month. Because I was looking to see who was really having a conversation. Because, see, this is the reality why we come to Bible study, why we come to church. We come so that we can have change and transformation. If not, why come? You could be doing a whole lot on a Wednesday night, right? Why not adjust and make the transformation in our minds? We've gone through something the same way for a long time, and nothing has changed. Are you not ready for a change in your life? Maybe it's just me. That's okay. Yes, Lord, I'm ready for a change. Because, things keep going the same way, and God is trying to get us to the next place for us. And some of that is going to be the way we present something and how we handle things, how our perspective toward things. Transformation. Not conform to the same world, but I'm transformed. I'm changing my mind. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And I want you, I'm not going to ask you to move out the seat, turn your, I know Pastor Winfield make you go all the way around 3 or 15 people. I ain't going to do all that. Because I know some of y'all be like, wow, we got to do it, Pastor. I'll be saying the same thing. So look, this is what I'm going to do. He probably watching. I'm sorry, you know I love you. But this is what I want. This is what I want. What areas can I improve my service? I want you to talk to your neighbor. I know if you don't know them, introduce yourself. Hi, my name is. I promise it's the only question I'm gonna give all night. But I want you to turn to your neighbor and say, think about it. What area can I improve? And I want you to share it with them. You got 3 minutes. What area can I improve my service? If you're streaming, ask yourself the question, write it down, journal it. What areas can I change my service? Improve my service? One minute, 22 seconds. 34 seconds. Four, 2, and 1. What's some areas? Oh, y'all still talking. I got a lot of areas to serve. The light bulb went off. If you can hear me shout, hallelujah. Y'all got a lot of areas to improve in, I see. People just kept on talking and talking like the energetic buddy. Just keep it going. What's some areas? What's some areas? Shout at me. Understanding. Being open to be available. That's good to serve.
Being empathetic and attentive to what's being said.
Absolutely. Being present, being empathetic and attentive. Yes, ma'am.
Serving my family as quick as I would the church.
Whoa, that's a good one. Serving her family as quick as she is to serve the church. Yes. Attitude toward those that we serve. Yes, ma'am. Say it one more time. Getting out of your comfort zone. That's a good one. Yes, ma'am. Yes, having patience to be able to serve properly. Yes, ma'am. Building confidence. That's good. Confidence to serve. Yes, sir. Serving in uncomfortable situations. That right there is that's it right there. You all in the Bible study right there. Yes, ma'am. So listening, having a more attentive ear to be, and I call that being present. What happens is sometimes we're so quick to respond and we haven't even listened to the whole story yet to serve. Yes, ma'am.
Being more approachable.
Oh, me and you got. That's me too. Me being more approachable. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. I love y'all in the Bible study. It's gonna be good. Serve with no expectation. That's great. Can you imagine how our relationships would change if we went into it with a mindset to serve somebody else? Not asking for a show of hands. Husbands, when is the last time you asked your wife what you could do for her without expecting anything? Don't raise your hand, just asking a question. Ladies, when's the last time you asked and did something for your husband without, everybody say, all the time, I'm always doing something. But without expecting anything in return. If we were in relationships running to one another, parents, when is the last time you served your child? I know you gave them money. I know I put a roof over their head. That's service enough. No. Sometimes they need your presence. Sometimes they need you to be able to sit and listen and hear and sometimes not have a response. Just listen. That's serving. When is the last time you opened the door for somebody? Or you wasn't running to beat them in the door? Can you imagine our life if we improved in such areas as simple as that? Our behavior and conduct should be like Jesus. Let's go to Matthew 6. Because we're going to improve. We're going to improve. Matthew 6. It says, take heed, 1 through 4. Take heed that you do not do your charitable deed before men to be seen by them. Otherwise, you have no reward from your Father in heaven. Therefore, when you do a charitable deed, do not sound a trumpet before you as hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory from men. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward. But when you do a charitable deed, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, that your charitable deed may be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will himself reward you openly. When we are serving as unto God. It looks like this. When we serve vertically. Right now, this service, even though I'm talking to you, my prayer was, Lord, let the words of my mouth be acceptable in thy sight. You are my strength. Service is upward. He blesses horizontally. But you serve as unto him. So therefore, you're not looking for anyone to reward you, one, because you're doing it in secret. Have you not ever had anybody do something for you and then the whole world knew they gave you a pair of shoes? So-and-so, I took them to dinner. Oh, you know what? They fell on hard times. Honey, I paid their bill. I paid the light bill. I paid the mortgage. See, they've missed the blessing of serving. Because the service is as unto him. And then he will reward. The reality is when we serve him, the byproduct is people get the blessing. We say when praises go up, blessings come down. Service goes up, blessings come down. It is about serving vertically that God can bless us horizontally. Colossians 3 says, and whatever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not to men. Right? As unto the Lord. We did that when the Cartwrights were burned out. All the stuff that people gave. Right, Care for Cartwrights, right. All the stuff that people gave, right? You have no idea how God will bless you for your sacrifice. You may never get a card from them because they don't even know who gave. People sent money. People put stuff in bins. That is service. But it's as unto God. And God rewards us. So we have to be able to serve with purpose. Serve with a genuine purpose and passion. What is your passion? Think about that for a second. What is your passion? What do you like to do? Where do you, when you're burdened with something? Let me do this shameless plug for a place. Hey. Here at this ministry, we have a workshop called Place, right? It is to teach you, or I won't say teach you, but give you insight about your own skills, your own spirituality, where you fit best, like what your niche is. It helps you to find your passion. Has anybody here ever completed Place? Quite a few of you. When you walked away, did you have any insight, even if it was confirmation about what you do? Did you realize maybe I do this because of that? I encourage you to take the workshop. Because it will help you to find where would I serve best, right? What is my real purpose? I have a burden for working with women. I do. And I know that I'm called to do that. I probably don't do it like I should. Guilty. All right, Lord, got it. But I have a burden for that. I have a passion for women to succeed and be everything they're supposed to be. Everything that God has called them to be. overcoming hurdles. God's been dealing with me lately about women who have been abused, sexually abused as children, who's carrying that over into adulthood. I have a burden for that. I have a passion for that, for us to be delivered. Because so often we carry it around and we can't serve because we're so burdened down. We can't lift up anybody because we're so burdened down and heavy laden. Because we don't even know how to give that away and give it as unto God. So that we can really find what is our real purpose. That hit me the other day because that happened in my life. As a child, my neighbor molested me and locked me in the house. Thank God for a mother that I have who I was able to tell immediately. My mother's from the south side of Chicago. She handled it immediately. Huh? Is he alive? No, he died. Not by my mother. Not by my mother. My mama didn't kill him. Now, she might have wanted to. But the reality is, that took a lot. But it's also helped me find what's a burden for me. Because so many of us deal with it and we don't talk about it. And quite frankly, I've never said it publicly until right now. Right? Because I understand that sometimes we have to be vulnerable enough to serve. We don't like to serve because we sometimes get exposed. Pastor talked about that last week, about being vulnerable. To serve, we have to sometimes be willing to tell our truth. I can't help you get to a truth if I'm walking around in a lie. Serve with genuine purpose and passion. Gandhi says, find yourself in the service of others. Everything we do should be about service. Everything we do, we should find ourselves serving. Go to Matthew 20. I did put it up there. There's a method of serving. Matthew 20. And I'm going to read the entire text. But here in our text, well, I'll read the import, what's posted here. It's Matthew, I'm sorry, that's Mark, it is Matthew 20, it's the same story. Let me go ahead and read Matthew 20. Matthew 20 is the story of Jesus when the mother of Zebedee's sons came to ask him to put her sons at the right hand and the left hand of God when he went to glory, right? And Jesus responds to them. He says, that's actually Matthew 20, verse 20. Jesus answered and said, you do not know what you ask. Are you able to drink the cup that I am about to drink and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? Their response was we're able. But the reality is, we should not ask to serve for vainglory. It's not about a position, because you don't have to have a position to serve. Everybody walking down the street, in the Walmart, in the Walgreens, you can serve. You see somebody struggling, offer a helping hand, as opposed, you know how we look like, I ain't me, I ain't worried about that. The Good Samaritan. Man was wounded, left by the side of the road to die. The priest passed him and the Levite. But the Samaritan said, can I come help? When is the last time we've been a good Samaritan? When's the last time we saw somebody struggling and we paused and said, can I help you? Don't have to know you, because service is about serving anybody. But there's a method. Mark 10. So Jesus called all them together, talking about the disciples. He said, you know that the rulers of this world lord it over the people, and officials flaunt their authority over those under them. But among you, it will be different. Whoever wants to be a leader among you must be your servant. And whoever wants to be the first among you must be the slave to everyone else. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others and to give his life as a ransom. There's a method to serving. So I want to give you these really fast. The anatomy of the servant leader. It's the what. That's the strategic plan. Identify the areas of execution. What can I do? How will it look? That's the what of serving. Told you earlier, seek areas of passion. What's your burden? Proverbs 16 says, commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. You don't have to wait till you get a whole bunch of money to serve. Because it's not about giving of material things, more of yourself. Your service is you. People need your presence. Your children need your presence. Your friend may need a listening ear, not a comment. Your coworker might need a listening ear. We can serve at work. I know we get a check to do what we do, but I'm like, for me personally, I know for a fact that I am called to be an administrator. Because I administrate when I don't get a check. I can walk in a spot and start going, but if you do this, I have been in other services and walked over like, I'm sorry, can I help you? Let me just help you really quick. This will go so much easier if you did this. Because I'm called to that. What is your strategic plan? Then it's the why, the purpose, the reason. Jesus said in John 4:34, my meat is to do the will of him who sent me and finish the work. It's not just about doing it, but it's about seeing it to an end. When you're serving at home, when you're serving your family, what does that look like? Oh, because by the way, when you were talking to each other and you said, this is the areas that I need to improve in, the reason I really asked you to do that is so that you would be cognizant of the area. Now, you know better. It was a trick. Because how else are we going to know where to serve? How else are we going to know how to serve? Or the why? The next is the way we serve. We serve with humility and unconditional love. John 13. Pastor Jay talked about it on Sunday. Jesus took off his attire, his clothes, and put on the robe, the towel of a servant, and began to wash the disciples' feet. That's how we serve. That's how he is an example. The anatomy of a servant leader is one who is able to serve with humility and unconditional love. Why is it unconditional? And I heard a brother say, how to serve your enemy. Judas and Peter were at the table. He didn't say, I didn't wash their feet. I already know what you're going to do, but I'm still going to humble myself. If you've ever even been a part of a foot washing ceremony, you would understand how humbling that really is. Jesus, the role in these times, the slave is who washed the feet of the guests, not the king. In John 13:13, he says, you all call me master and you call me Lord, and that is who I am. It's in there. He said, that's me. However, you saw me wash your feet. As I do, you do too. I know you Dr. So-and-so. I know you Elder so-and-so. Deacon so-and-so. I know you the CEO. Yep, I know. But can you serve in humility? Can you take your collar off? Can you drop your title and just be us? You and me. This is Rhonda. Because see, titles mean nothing to me. They really don't. I mean, you know, I had the elders and ministers laughing. When I first got here, I was an elder. Nobody knew it. They called me Rhonda. And I answered. And then when I got up here, everybody started going, elder, you know, and I'm used to people calling me Rhonda. I'm study walking like, oh, that is, yes, I'm sorry. Yes. Because it's about serving. It's not my title. My title doesn't make me a servant. We have to be able to serve in humility. Unconditional love. Can you serve your brother and your sister when they do you wrong? With a smile. I know you cut me, but I'm going to still get you this coffee. And I'm not going to put cyanide in it. I'm still going to get you some coffee. Y'all laughing, but you know it's the truth because it's hard to serve people. Jesus knew what they were going to do. He said, whatever you do, do it quickly. He already knew what they were going to do, but yet he still served. That's the anatomy of a servant leader. I serve, even though I know you stabbing me. I mean, the knife is like this, but I'm still, yes. We serve with gladness. We serve wholeheartedly and unconditionally. One reason is because God still loves us in our foolishness. I know. You didn't want us to know you had foolishness? I know. Of course we do. We all have crazy. Everybody got to measure crazy. Not me. The real fact you said it, yes. Everybody has something, right? Can we be honest tonight? Y'all going to sit here in this Catholic church and be quiet like that? Y'all know y'all got something. Don't let me put on the prophetic eye. Hold on. We all have something that we need to go to God and ask him to forgive us for. Cleanse us. Work on us. Create me a clean heart. Renew the right spirit within me. Y'all, I see. That's why I don't like fooling with church folks. Because y'all sitting there acting all brand new like y'all don't have nothing. I know you got something. Because you live. You're human. The only somebody that walked on earth was Jesus. And I know your name ain't Jesus. Perfection does not exist. So the reality is we all come to the table needing God to do something for us. So I can't judge you because he doesn't judge me in that manner. He doesn't hold it against me. He gives me an opportunity to get it right. So we have to serve. Y'all didn't like that at all. Good God have mercy. It's still right. I'm all right with it. Because I understand to grow and to mature, I've got to be honest with myself. I've got to be able to look in the mirror and say, these are your faults. This is a mess. Now, God, help me. Right? Thanks, sis. All I needed was one witness. Thank you. But that's sometimes why we can't do and move, because we're not willing to be honest and look in the mirror and say, God, this is not right about me. We're looking and asking God, change this in me, but then I don't want to admit it. We're talking about this so we can be what? Transformed. So, who are we serving? All people. Because Jesus said that he came not to be served, but to serve and give his life as a ransom for many. That's everybody. We don't get to pick and choose who we serve. That's where there's no room for prejudice in the world. It exists, but if we're talking about serving, it doesn't matter if you're white, black, Mexican, Asian, whatever. I'm here to serve. You're here to serve. if we're going to be Christ-like and walk in the anatomy of a servant leader and do it as Jesus did it, he served everybody. So this is what I want to leave us with. I'm sorry, I missed one. The where. The where. I'm about to leave you out. The where. Where do we serve? We serve everywhere. Whenever the opportunity presents itself. The Good Samaritan, I talked about it earlier. We don't want to be like the priest and the Levite and just walk by when we see a need. And sometimes we might be the connector to the real need. Don't negate that you may not have the money, but you might know the one that has the money. But it is about connecting, sometimes in getting the information so that serving can still take place. So we serve wherever we go. Proverbs 3:27 says, "Do not withhold good from those who deserve it when it is in your power to help them." If you can help your neighbor now, don't say, "Come back tomorrow and then I'll help you." People hungry today, and you got $5. Let me get you tomorrow when I get my check because I got to buy lunch. No. Y'all know how we do. But it might be God's way of saying, no, give that. Trust me in that area. So I came to give a challenge. I'm calling it the Triple F Serving Challenge. In the day of all kind of crazy challenges. So you might have to write this down because I know if you didn't get the handout. This is what I'm challenging everyone under the sound of my voice, those that are streaming, everyone. First is family, and somebody said it, how to eagerly serve my family as I would the church. How am I serving my family? I'm challenging everyone under the sound of my voice to be intentional. I pray this catapults you into something, and I'm not just saying this week, but let it start immediately. Serving your family. Secondly, your faith. I want to challenge some of you to serve your church. That's why I said go to place. Find out where can I serve? How can I be a blessing? Those of you that are part of this ministry, we would love to have you. How can I serve at the Potter's House of Fort Worth? Where can I fit? Where do I fit? I challenge you to put these things in prayer. Your faith. How can I serve in my church? Some of you that may have participated in F60, which is Foundations in 60 Minutes. We do it every first Saturday. You come there to find out what we can offer you. But I challenge you to ask God, how can I serve there? And in fellowship, all other relationships. How am I serving in my relationships? Not just my family, my friends, my coworkers, walking down the street, the mailman. How can I serve? You will have to do a periodic self-check. It's a survey, bless you, a survey. Like I told you, the gentleman came around to our table and he said, "How's everything going?" That's really a survey. You'll have to do that. You'll have to do that. Because I guarantee you, because one, it doesn't come natural to serve, and most times we fall back in our default when it's not right before us. So if you have to put a ticker on your phone, a reminder once a week, hey, how can I serve my spouse? How can I serve my neighbor? How can I, whatever that looks like. Holding the door, as I said, for somebody walking in the store. Paying for somebody's groceries. I don't know. God is going to show multitudes of ways, I guarantee you. I'm telling you what I know. Pastor Jay said something Sunday about being in the store. And Sunday night, I was walking through the store, and I went and purchased some greens in a little thing. It was in the plastic. And so the lady didn't charge me for one of them. And I knew I bought 3. When I looked at it, I'm thinking, well, maybe I didn't get 2. So I looked at it, and I said, oh, wait a minute. So I walked back. And I said, ma'am, I think you cheated yourself, because I've been a checker before. I've been a cashier before. So I wasn't sure if she had rang up something, didn't do it. And I said, ma'am, you didn't charge me. And she went, it was 3 in there, wasn't there? So I guess she mistakenly hit. She said, oh, don't worry about it. But the fact is, it wasn't on her. That was on me. Because I was more concerned about her being short than me saying, ooh, the Lord just blessed me, honey. I got some free rings. Because we'll call a blessing in a minute, honey. Be like, that's the Lord just blessing me, giving me favor. No, sometimes God be trying to check our heart. Come on. We've all done it. I ain't throwing blame. I'm just telling the truth. And Pastor Jay had talked about that. I literally was like, and it was funny because I was walking out. I heard him in my head. I'm like, all right already. I got it. But as simple as that was, nothing deep, just pretty simple. God is going to show you different ways to serve your family, your faith, and in fellowship. Because this is a lifestyle of transformation. We're changing. Anybody else willing to change? Do you want to be better? Amen. Stand up on your feet. Let's pray. I hope you got something about transformative service. We're going to be better at serving. We're going to be intentional about serving. Father, thank you for everyone that is present. Father, I thank you for the opportunity, God, to serve. Father, I pray that everyone under the sound of my voice has a better understanding or confirmation of how to serve. Father, help us to be self-aware of opportunities to serve. Let us begin to serve like you with humility and unconditional love. Let us serve as unto you, trusting you to work all things out that are around us. Minister to our heart. Help us in those areas, Father, that keep us from serving. Heal us, deliver us. Reveal those secret things in us, oh God, that's preventing us from being all that you have called for us to be. And God will forever give you praise and glory and honor because you're worthy. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Come on, clap your hands if you got something.